This little Columbian vise has been in my family's barn since I was like 5, and it's never actually opened up with the handle, it only closes. We've always used a hammer to beat it open, but I've decided it's a pretty cool vise and we should go ahead and fix it. Ends up that there's a stop collar missing on this shaft, or it never actually came with it, I don't know. These threads look pretty good, they just need cleaning up. I'm pretty sure they're called Acme threads, which I believe is a type of thread that has less backlash. So I figured this thing would just come apart with a few blows of a hammer, but that's not exactly what happened. The 50 plus years of using a hammer to open it has come back to hurt us, and there's all this stuff on the back that needs to be ground off. It still wouldn't come apart, so I tried using a file just to hit any high spots that might be there. There was some welding spatter from days gone by, and still it didn't come apart. So I decided to contemplate my life choices. So I decided to use the method that farmers have used for centuries and just beat on it some more. After hitting on this thing for like 30 minutes, I decided, why don't I just use a jack? My bottle jack is currently broken, so I got this POS jack out of the truck. And besides putting a force on the jack that was not in line, it did a decent job. Now with the movable jaw out, I can proceed to clean up all this stuff. And crazy, the movable jaw actually slides now. A bit of wire wheel work to get the grime from 60 years off of this thing. All the parts were actually in pretty decent condition. This is the bolt that locks down the swivel base. And here I'm touching up the threads of the bolt that the pivot base pivots around. I figured because this is kind of a family heirloom, I'd go to the trouble of giving it a good paint job. Maybe it will be useful for another 60 years. Check out the video card in the upper right hand corner of me making these sawhorses. The plan is to bolt the vise down to my welding table, so I'm going to make a base to attach the vise to, and then the base will be bolted down to the table. I found a piece of random 1/2-inch plate that I'm going to use for the base. There was a very ugly plasma cut edge, so I'm touching it up with the mill. And now about to drill the mounting holes. I don't want the heads of the bolts to stick up, so I'm making a recess for the bolt heads. Now it's time for assembly. With everything degreased and cleaned up, it goes together much better. So to solve the issue of the vise not opening, I bought this collar off of McMaster car, and I'm going to put it on the inside of the lead screw as it goes into the vise. The vise still doesn't open as smoothly as I'd like it to, So I think someday I'm going to put the movable jaw in the mill and try to smooth out the area where that collar rubs up against. A little deburring action. And now I'm bolting up the vise to the plate. In the plate where I wanted to, and I marked off where the mounting holes go that are going to mount it to the welding table. But somehow all the footage was not there except for my dog walking by. So I've got a plate bolted to the side of the table, and now I'm positioning the main mounting plate so that I can weld the two together. And everything's done, so it's time to put this thing to use and see how it works. You can see it's holding up strong enough to move the table instead of the vise. With the help of the farmer's friend, the cheater pipe, I'm able to get this rusted bolt off, and the vise is working perfectly.
Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Have a blessed day. Bye.